You're watching the Sporting Time Show with host Doug Thompson. Sponsored by Jewelry Barn and Pawn Shop.
Good evening and welcome into the Sporting Time Show. I am Doug Thompson. Alongside me again this weekend is Taryn Johnson, the sports anchor for WNKY NBC 40. You need no introduction at this point, Taryn.
Doug, I appreciate you having me on once again, sir. It's always a pleasure to join you.
Happy February 13th to everybody, and I hope this is the day before the big day.
Oh my gosh.
It's the day after a really big day, but it is the day before a really significant day.
Let's get to the day before. It is Valentine's Day is tomorrow.
Yes.
You just saying February 13th gave me some butterflies in my stomach, Doug.
Yes.
You know, because men like us who have our better halves
Yes.
always have to provide on Valentine's Day.
Yes.
But the day after the big day, I'm glad to see you here in one piece. Your birthday. Happy belated birthday, sir.
Thank you.
Big celebrations
Thank you.
last night. How did it go? How was the birthday celebration?
Well, I asked it to be low key.
Okay.
Right?
Of course.
Because I don't need any of that. But it was a significant birthday. It's the difference between one number, but it takes you from one era to another era. Like, right?
Sure.
It puts you into 10-cent coffee.
Yeah.
Number like.
The difference between 29 and 30 is massive. I haven't gotten there yet, Doug, but I can only imagine. Thank you for that intel.
I only wish, but I'm happy with the new numbers. 60 was the big day.
Wow.
And next year will be my football number. And so I have
There you go.
a little something to look forward on my 61st birthday. But actually, February 14th, Valentine's Day, now I've been married it'll be 38 years in November.
Wow.
Married my high school sweetheart. And let me tell you, you got to still, after 38 years, even when she says, don't get me flowers, don't get me candy, don't get me a card, that is, get me candy, get me flowers, get me a card. So yeah, we still do that. I still do. You got to do that.
Yeah, Doug. Well, I'm going to be real candid here, and this is just between you and I and our lovely viewing audience. My better half and I are engaged. We're getting married in April, as you know.
Exciting.
But so, in an effort to try to stay on our budget for the wedding, we said no gifts, which means, gifts.
Gifts.
Right? It doesn't have to be anything big, but something more so sentimental,
Yes.
which is right up my alley.
Yeah.
I do fairly well in that category,
Yeah.
but still, there's some pressure on, well, is it the right gift? Is she going to like it? How much is she going to like it? Want to show, how much she means to me, that whole thing. So it's a big day for us fellas.
Just a little something.
It
yeah,
is.
Doesn't have to be over the top, just a little something. But anyway, happy Valentine's Day to all the moms and grandmothers out there.
That's right.
And
That's right.
I hope you have a great day tomorrow. You and I have had a busy week. Of course, last Sunday was the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
and
yes, sir.
That was a snoozer. But glad that I almost said the Patriots. Glad that the Bucks won it. That was, I was happy for them.
Yeah, same here, Doug. I caught myself on Sunday night saying the Patriots, wow, I can't believe the Patriots are going to win. And that's just a common slip up there. But, yeah, a great game, man. Tom Brady, Super Bowl number 7. Undisputed GOAT, but it was very surprising. I picked the Bucks to win on air the Friday before.
You're a sports guy.
Which you did as well, but man, it was definitely an interesting Super Bowl to see Mahomes and the Chiefs get shut down like that was crazy.
It was a great, talk. There was a lot of great talking points going into it, but it ended up being the senior citizen wins that.
Yeah.
Let's talk a little bit more football, if we may. Warren Central says goodbye as they part ways with Kerry Fowler. After 2 seasons, Coach Fowler leaves as the head football coach of the Dragons. The Dragons now are in search of their 6th head football coach in 8 years.
Yeah.
And hopefully they find someone, but more importantly, we want those kids at Warren Central to come out for that football team. Don't look in the rearview mirror. Take it on this season and get it back on track.
Yeah, absolutely, Doug. It's tough not to try to think about the past, especially when you have a past like Warren Central does. I mean, they haven't won a game since 15.
Yeah.
Coach Fowler goes 0-17 in his 2 years. They almost won. I looked this up. I went back and looked this up. That October 23rd game versus Monroe County, they lose 39-36. So close. But that's just, I feel like that's a preview of what the Dragons can do they can be competitive, and obviously we wish the best for the school and also for those young men that represent the Dragons every Friday night.
Yeah, absolutely. Want them to win and win big. But anyway, when we come back, I get to sit down, or I don't sit down, I stand up and I get to talk to Kate Norwood, our guest this week via Zoom. We're going to talk to her in just a few minutes, so stay tuned. More of the Sporting Times right here on WNKY, NBC 40. We'll be right back. Welcome back. It has been a while since we've had a student athlete on the show because of COVID-19, but we were able to get a really good student athlete on the show today. Kate Norwood, she is a senior basketball player at Franklin Simpson, and she joins me now via Zoom. Kate, welcome to the show.
Hello.
It's good to have you here. Like I said, we mostly have had coaches on the show for the past several weeks, and it's great to have you on. You're having a fantastic year at basketball. You just had your 1,000th point, I guess, earlier last month. Talk a little bit about that as a goal for you.
It's something I've really wanted since I was able to even go to the high school games. So my freshman year, I was like, this is going to be a goal for me, and finally hit it. And so it's a big deal for my teammates and I because they made it. They got me there just like any other. So I got to thank my teammates and my coaches for pushing me to get there.
Did you know going into the shot that you took that if you made it, it was going to be your 1,000th point?
Well, I kind of got easy because it was a layup. So it was like, woo, so I was really excited though.
Yeah. Oh, I bet. I mean, that's a huge goal to hit. And, it's great that you're able to get your 1,000th point, that you're able to play basketball this year. And the Lady Cats are really are having a good year. Kind of talk about your team and the way you feel your chances are to get out of the 13th district and get on to the 4th region.
Well, with our new coaching staff this year, it's a little bit different, like the way we've been running things. And we're just with my teammates this year, it's more of like a family bond. So we know each other and we know the chemistry that we have. So we're just able to play off of each other very well, which just ends up in us being very successful just because of the chemistry we have. So it's a really fun year, and I'm looking forward to the rest of it. And I'm just really excited that we can play with all this happening.
Kate, how exciting would it be for you to get to Diddle Arena and play your senior season in the 4th region tournament at Diddle?
We have been working our butts off, and that's one of our biggest goals is just to get there at Diddle. We haven't been, I don't think, since 2017, and it's just a really big goal for us. So we're in the gym working every day just to get there. Now,
you are a multi-student athlete. You also were the star on the soccer team. You led the team in goals this year with 24 goals. Talk a little bit about your soccer game, and do you have a preference as to what sport you like better over the other, or is it just depend on what season you're in?
So it's kind of funny because whenever I'm in soccer season, I'm like, oh, I wish it was basketball season. And then when I'm in basketball, it's like, oh, I wish it was soccer season. So I don't think I really have a preference, but it's so funny because my basketball coach is always like, because I always come in there kicking the ball up with my foot, and she's like, look at you, you're going to end up kicking the ball in the game or something, thinking it's soccer. I'm like, no.
Well, you can't touch the ball in soccer, so it has to be weird going from that into basketball, but you do both very, very well. Let's talk about your family for a second. You were the 5th child out of 6 brothers and sisters. How much did having a big family have to do with you being so athletic? You have older brothers, you have older sisters. What was it like, and how influential were they in your growth as an athlete?
All 6 of my siblings, well, all 5 of my siblings, and then including myself, we all played soccer. So that's kind of where it started out. Like, I was put in soccer at a young age, and basketball too. It was like as soon as I could walk, I was playing with the basketball. And we always had a basketball goal, or, every summer, and just anytime it was warm out, we were always outside, just doing whatever, even playing like baseball in the front yard. Like, just, we were very athletic, like, as a family, and we're just, it was very influential to have that above me. And what's even better is how my siblings, even though they're out of town, they always try and make it to a couple games a year. So. Well,
absolutely. And let's just go on record of saying that you are a better athlete than your older brother, Luke. Can we just say that?
He's not going to like that.
I know he won't. Listen, real quick, we got about 15 seconds. What are your plans after high school?
I am attending the University of Kentucky in the fall, and I'm going to major in special education.
Well, that is a special gift and takes a very special person. Congratulations on your great high school career, and good luck in postseason. Thank you, Kate.
Thank you so much.
All right, we're going to take a short break. When we come back, more of the Sporting Times right here on WNKY NBC 40. Welcome back. Well, we are about halfway through the high school basketball season, and Taryn, the question begs, who's hot? We won't go with who's not, but who is hot? Yes, who is hot this season? And of course, it has been a wild season. There have been teams. Warren East is still only played 2 games. They could be hot if they played more games, but they've had 9 cancellations. They've only played 2. But let's look at some of the teams that top our list as who's hot right now. And you got to start off with the #1 team in the 4th region.
Yeah, that's the Bowling Green Purples. They've been #1 to start, and they have carried that throughout. Undefeated 9-0 record. After that, come from behind victory over Warren Central. They're down early. They come back to win by 13, which is not a great game by their standards. They've been beating teams by over 20, an average winning margin of that. But Bowling Green, man, they have continued their hot play. They had that 2-week period where they didn't play at all due to COVID-19, but Bowling Green continues to be one of, if not the hottest teams in the area and really the entire state, Doug.
Warren Central did not make my who's hot list, but they did make the watch list. And one of the things about watching Bowling Green and Warren Central get ready for that game, it is so emotional, right?
Yeah.
It is such an emotional game that you kind of throw out the records. And I think, if anything, it showed Warren Central that, we did good for 2 quarters, and then it kind of slipped away from them. But another team who, going into the season, Taryn, we thought was going to be really, really good. They start off the season 0-2. I'm talking about the Barren County Trojans. They come back. They win 8 straight. They've won, 10 out of 11 games?
I believe 11 of 12.
11 of 12.
Yes, sir.
There we go. But they have just gotten so hot, and it's despite losing their #1 scorer in week 4.
Yeah.
Right? He's out, and they have come on big time. And, if I was to use one word to describe Warren Cunningham's team, that would be fundamentals. They are shooting almost 89% from the free throw line. And
you love to see it.
Right?
You love to see it.
I mean, that's what gets you in the win column. They've had 3 overtime games this year. They've won all 3 of them. But this is a team that I think is kind of finding their way and living up to the preseason hype.
Yeah, Doug, you mentioned losing their leading scorer. I believe it was game number 4 of the season. They lose him. They had that rough start, 0-2, and then they just reel off 11 out of 12 wins. And this is why we love sports, right? It's these stories of resilience where a team does lose their top scorer, their best player by many standards in a lot of regards, and then they just come back. They keep those fundamentals. They keep playing that team basketball, and they reel off 11 of 12 and are on an 8-game win streak. Barren County, props to those young men. What a fantastic start for them, and really a fantastic first half of the season.
Yeah, you could almost go through the 4th region standings right now and say, okay, the top 8 could very much end up being at Diddle Arena in the 4th region tournament.
Oh, yeah.
One of the other teams is Clinton County. Of course, you and I have had Coach Messer on this show. They are 13-1. The only game they lost was a 2-point deficit to Allen County Scottsville. They are getting ready to head to Eastern Kentucky University on the 16th next week.
That's right.
And for Coach Messer, Taryn, if they don't win the All-A Classic, he's going to be super disappointed.
Yeah, that's certainly where your expectations have to be with this team, Doug, and it's simply because they've been so fantastic all year long. You mentioned their only blemish on that record is a triple overtime loss, I believe, to ACS. They've been fantastic throughout. Really a fun team to watch, and surely they'll carry that style of play into the All-A Classic. I expect them to, and expect them to go very deep, if not win the entire thing.
Yeah, real quickly, teams to watch. Of course, Warren Central, Franklin Simpson 5-1, Allen County, Scottsville 9-3, Greenwood 6-6. Don't sleep on the Gators. On the girls' side, it is the Lady Gators that's making a lot of noise right now. They are 6-1. Metcalfe County 7-2. Barren County 8-5. Barren County's lost a couple, but
right.
It's getting a little crowded at the top.
It is. It certainly is. And those top two teams, Greenwood and Metcalfe County that you mentioned, Greenwood comes in on a 5-game winning streak, Metcalfe County on a 6-game winning streak. So those are the definition of two very hot teams in the girls in the girls realm.
Yeah, it is going to be super exciting. And then South Warren,
that's right,
a team we haven't talked about. Lady Spartans are coming on. They're having a good go at it. So we'll see. Still half the season left. Plenty of basketball. We're going to take a short break. When we come back, sit on the edge of your seat as Taryn and I get ready to disclose this week's Players of the Game. More of the Sporting Times right here on WNKY, NBC 40. We'll be right back. Welcome back. Well, it's that time where Taryn and I have the excruciating task of trying to figure out this week's Players of the Week.
That's right.
Let's start off with the girls. And again, it wasn't easy. It's interesting, but it wasn't easy.
Yeah, we had a lot of great honorable mentions, but we start off with Meadow Tisdale. Her name has been on this list quite a few times already this year, but for the Bowling Green Lady Purples, has 19 points in a win versus Warren Central. Goes 4 of 9 from the field, 0 for 2 from 3, but 11 of 19 from the line. Impressive performance by Meadow.
Yeah, just a sophomore, too. How about South Warren senior Carson Deaton? 15 points. She went 4 for 5 from the field. She averages 10.7 points per game. She was 6 for 8 from the free throw line, and that was against Logan County.
Yeah, strong performance there. Our next honorable mention, Julia Balt from Russell County, balling on the Lakers. She has 23 points in a double overtime win versus Russell County. That is a performance that Kobe Bryant, a fellow Laker, rest in peace, would be proud of right there.
Absolutely. How about Clinton County's Braley Mann, 20 points against Cumberland County. She went 10 for 14 from the field, 5 rebounds. She averages 14.6. Another 16th district strong performance. And then as we switch over to the 15th district, Allen County Scottsville senior guard Allison Metter, 21 points. She was 5 for 7 from the free throw line. She averages 14.7. Congratulations to her.
And our player of the week, Doug, on the women's side is Leah Trin, freshman guard from Greenwood. Her name has been on this list multitude of times already this year, but she goes for 27 in a win versus Barren County. She before that game, she had 29 points for the Lady Gators in a win, so she has 29, follows that up with a 27-point performance. Leah Trin, our player of the week. That young woman is balling.
So impressive as a freshman. Now let's transition over to the guys as we look at Barren County Junior Tay Pointer. He against Warren Central, he had 18 points. He went 6 for 8 from the free throw line. He averages 12.4, so a great outing by Tay.
Our next honorable mention, Clinton County's junior guard/forward Nick Delk versus Cumberland County has 26 points. He's averaging 18.5 on the season. He goes off for 26. Heck of a performance by Nick Delk there.
Yeah, go back over to the 15th district. Jackson Poland versus Metcalfe County, 23 points, 8 rebounds. He was 8 of 10 from the free throw line. He averages 14.5, well above his average in that game.
And our final honorable mention, Barren County's Mason Griggs, the junior guard, has 21 points versus Warren Central. He's averaging just over 12.5 on the season, but he goes 7 for 7 from the line in that performance, which, Doug, as the viewing audience already knows, that's a stat that we absolutely love to point out because free throws are the most fundamental part of the game, and he hit all of his attempts from the charity stripe.
So impressive. And if we were going to play King of the Hill, this young man is King of the Hill. Second consecutive week, Franklin Simpson senior guard Andreas Miller, 32 points. He went 11 for 11. Talk about free throws against Cumberland County. He averages 26.2. He gets 32. Wow. What can you say about him?
Man, he's averaging over 26 points per game, nearly 27. He is absolutely on fire this season, Doug. That's really impressive to do at any level, much less the high school level where you have these abbreviated quarters. So shout out to Andreas Miller. Another fantastic weekly performance by him, and that is our boys player of the week for this week.
Congratulations to him. Now, you had tipped me off about this young man from Cumberland County. You were at this game.
That's right.
This is sometime in, I think, mid-January. Cumberland County is 1-11. This senior forward, his name is Hunter Purdue, is one of those things where you dream. This is a dream game for him, right?
For sure.
He averages 9.8 points per game. He has 37 points against Metcalfe County. He goes 16 for 20 from the field, 3 for 3 from the free throw line. He had a double-double with 12 rebounds, 9.8 to 37. Wow.
As the legendary Stuart Scott would say, that young man was in fuego all night long. 80% from the field, Doug. I love that. 16 to 20 from the field. He goes off for 37, I believe. Is that what you said?
37
points, man. Shout out to you, Hunter Purdue. Heck of a performance right there.
Yeah, and we had our reporter was there out of the 16th district, and Cumberland loses that game against Metcalfe despite his 37 points. But he said he couldn't miss. You were there,
my gosh.
right?
It was really a sight to behold. Fantastic performance, and when a guy is on like that, there's nothing better than being in the gym, live in the flesh, and watching something like that. Man, what an incredible performance.
Well, I tell you what, it's going to wrap it up for us this week's show. Taryn and I both want to wish everybody happy Valentine's Day. Have a great week. We will see you on the courts. If you see us, say hello. Have a great week. For Doug Thompson, Taryn Johnson. We'll see you next week, same time, same place.